What's up, everybody? This is Aircrete Harry, and today I'm going to be weighing my samples that I poured the other day. And I got a question from Douglas on one of my videos asking me if I weighed the samples, and I didn't, and it would have been a good idea to do as well as I was making the samples. But I'm going to take this opportunity now to weigh them out of curiosity as well, and see how they're weighing, and also give you a close-up shot of what the samples are looking like on this day. Today's Thursday. I poured these samples on Sunday. Anyway, so let me give you a close-up. Okay, so the first sample we have here is my cement and water mix. There is no foam added to this. So we're going to weigh this one up first and see how much it weighs. So we have our digital scale here. We'll turn on. It's set to ounces. Okay, so our first sample here weighs 111 ounces, 0.35. Okay, so this is our sand cement, no foam. Look how much this one's collapsed. I filled it to the line here. This was 200 gallons mix, so, and it's super light. So let's weigh this one up. Look at that, 12.55 ounces. That's a really light mix, but collapsed. Interesting. So this next one here was the 100-gallon mix. $28.99 ounces. Okay. That's this one. It's I can still push my finger into it. Like, obviously that was very easy to do. That one's not going anywhere. With some force, you know, I can measure this force. Why am I messing around my finger? Okay, so I got my meter here, and I'm going to be using the push. I'm not ready to do the pull test today. I'm going to give it a few more days before I put a screw in and do the pull test, which is the main reason I created these mixes here, which are for foundation mix. This is an installation mix, but out of curiosity, we're going to see what kind of force it takes to indent. Like, I just pushed my finger into this here, so I'm going to see how much force it takes to do that. So here's just resting. Let's see. Now I'm going to push down. Wait, I'm not zeroed out. Okay, we're zeroed. Whoa, that went through pretty quick. There was like a little bit of resistance, and then it went right through. So you can see here it's let's see, 19, 18, about 17 pounds of force it took to go through this. Let's do it again. Here's another spot. It's a nice flat spot. I'm going to try and push slowly. It went through already. That was at about 7 pounds of force. It's very little to get through. I'm going to pick a nice smooth spot in here. Here's a nice spot. This one's a little tougher. Whoop. Yeah, again, After about 17 pounds, it just gets real easy. On the other side, it indented it at 7 pounds, and here it's showing around 18 pounds. Okay, so that's interesting. We're gonna move on to the 100-gallon mix here. So let's weigh up this 100-gallon. Okay. So the 100-gallon weighs 29.1 ounces. Okay. So we're going to do the same test here. I'll go for this nice flat even spot here and zero it out. Right. Okay. It's already beginning to collapse at about 25 pounds. I'm going to continue pushing. You can see what it's doing there at about 29 pounds. And goes completely through at about 30 pounds of force. That's interesting. This is the 100-gallon mix that I was intending for installation. So that's very nice. That's the reading we got. That was the amount of force to push this. I guess about a half-inch in half-inch diameter. So we'll move on now. Now we're going to move to our 50-gallon mix. So this is our 50-gallon mix. And this is, I was playing around with this before. It's, I can use my nail to scrape it. You can see if I stood here long enough I could dig a hole with my nail. But it's pretty hard. It's light. Let's weigh it up. See what we got. Okay, we've got 37.38 ounces. Okay. Now let's do our push test. Okay, we're going to zero out. Gonna pick a spot here. Okay, it doesn't begin to push in. You can see the indentation till around 52 pounds of force. So I'm going to see how hard I can go before it goes through the way it did the other samples. Oop, I stopped here. Let me redo, reset. Okay, great. That took 82 pounds of force to, wait a minute. Oh no, I zeroed out before. Okay. I moved it. And I'm going to do that test again because I guess I accidentally moved this dial. So it's zeroed. I'm hitting the button for 0. I'll do it one more time. I think I said 80. Let's see what it does again. I keep touching it. Alright, one more time. Okay, that time it was about 70, let's see here. Anyway, it looks about 78 pounds of force to make that happen. Okay, we're going to do that test one more time. Now again, this is the 50-gallon mix here. This is 94-pound bag of cement, 6 gallons of water, and a 50-gallon drum. Okay, so we're zeroed out. I gotta be careful not to touch this wheel because it moves. So we're at 0. I'll hold it from the side. Push it again. I'm gonna move it over. It's a fresher piece. Okay. Oop. Zero it out again. Okay. We got. Did that move on me? No. Okay. So we're in the same range. Under 80 pounds of force to push this 1/2 inch diameter disc into the material. Okay, so that's interesting. So we're going to zero that out. We're going to move on to the next sample. Let's weigh it first. Now this here is going to be our 32 gallon mix. Okay, we're set to ounces. Okay, this one's 38.23 ounces. 38.23 ounces. Okay, we're going to do the same test now. Using our push-pull meter. Okay, we're set to 0. And let's see what happens. Okay, I'm making indentation at around 70 to about 75 pounds. So I'm gonna put it back in that same spot and continue pushing. Okay, I'm up to 80, almost 90, 88. I'm gonna push harder. Okay. Let me see if I can. All right. Almost made it to 100 pounds of force to push that in there. That took about 100 pounds of force. So I know there's a way you can calculate this diameter with the force and all that. So that was about 98 pounds of force to push it through the 32 gallon mix. This is very good info. So next, I'm going to move on to the 20 gallon. This is the 20 gallon mix. Let's weigh it up first. Okay, scale's at 0. This feels very heavy already. That's 76.64 ounces. 76.64 ounces. I can tell from the weight of it, I don't think I'm gonna be pushing this thing through anymore. Alright, so let me lift the camera. Okay, we're zeroed out. I went, I guess, to 120 pounds just now, and I made a slight indentation in the material. I'm gonna see if I can get more of my weight on here. You know what? I can get all my body weight onto this. Alright. Well, that went up to 130 pounds. Yeah, it's 100 pounds, so it went around again, so I'm gonna figure that's 130 pounds. All it did was make an indentation here. You can see where I pressed it down. It took 130 pounds of force to do that indentation. Okay, so next, oh, this one feels really heavy. We have the 10-gallon let's see what this puppy weighs. This is 104.97 ounces. Heavy. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and guess this puppy doesn't even do an indentation. It feels so much heavier than the other samples. Okay, so we're gonna zero out our meter. Let me do it the right way again. You can barely, it's barely visible. Let's see if I can change the shadowing. There we go. It's like right here, you can barely see the indentation. So, obviously it's very hard, very little foam in here in this mix. This was a mix where if you were using a 10-gallon barrel, you would only add 2 gallons of foam to that mix. Okay, so next we have our Accelerator. These are the 2 samples I made with Accelerator, and we have the sample I made with sand here. So let's weigh this up. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go with the 100-gallon. This is the 100-gallon mix with Accelerator. Okay, that's 42.39 ounces. Okay, that's good. Let's do our push test. We'll zero that out. Let's pick you up a little. Alright, we're at 0. And let's push. Okay, I'm almost at 60 and it just made an indentation. Let me push harder. I'm going to push right in the center here. Okay, that went through at 70 pounds of force. Right on the money. So I'm going to zero out. We'll do it again. Turn around, get a fresh spot. Look at that, water came up. Okay, that's at 70. Oh, it rained today and yesterday. It's about 74 pounds. Okay. And look, you can see the water that came up because it rained today and yesterday. So these samples were all out like this. Alright, so that was good. So next, we're going to do the 50-gallon with Accelerator. So let's this here. Okay, that's 47.65 ounces. Let's see the force meter. Okay. Starting to go in at 85 pounds of force. I'm gonna keep pushing. Okay, it went in at 90 pounds of force. I took 90 pounds of force to push that in. This is the traditional mix. This is what most people are building their Aircrete domes out of now. But this is with Accelerator. This is actually the traditional mix that most people are using. This is with Accelerator. And I'll compare all the numbers afterwards. Okay, so next we have our sand mix. This one has 2 to 1. So this one has 2 bags sand to 1 bag of cement with mixed in a 32-gallon container. Again, this mix is what I'm testing for using it for foundations and other areas that need a lightweight cement but strong still. Okay, so this is our sand and cement. So we're at 75.13 ounces. Okay. Now let's test the push of it. I'm going to zero out. We're at 0. That's 100 pounds of force to go in there. This is cement sand. Also, this is not a full 28-day cure time for the cement. The cement doesn't reach its full hardness till 28 days. So I guess I'm going to try and leave these samples out. I'll probably number them in case I put them out of order, because I'm not going to leave them on this table for 28 days. I'm going to label them all, and then I'll come back in 28 days and test on some other spots. Okay, so that's our sand cement mix. So next we're moving up to our baking soda. So this is the baking soda one, and all of these samples here, all but one sample, I'll show you in a minute, I can scratch my way through it after a while. So if you get an idea of the hardness of it, I can still scratch with my finger, and it's relatively light. Okay, so again, this is the 50-gallon mix using baking soda to help, I guess, speed up the curing. This one weighs 51.14 ounces. Okay, so let's do the push test. Okay, we're zeroed out. I'm going to put it here. Okay, that took around 84 pounds of force before that pushed into it. Very interesting. 84 pounds of force. Okay. This next one is sand and basalt. Again, this was a mix designed for foundation. This is mixed in a 32-gallon drum mix. Okay, feels very heavy. It's 78.8 ounces. Okay, and this one has basalt fiber chop mixed into it. So let's see if we can give you a close-up. Any basalt sticking out. Again, you can scratch it. Here's the basalt fibers that just ripped out. Alright, let's do the push test. It's zeroed out. I went as hard as I could, and it's at 126 pounds of force to make this indentation in here. Okay, so that's that piece. Next we have this is baking soda and J-Lube mix in a 50-gallon container. Okay. That's 44.16 ounces. Now what's strange about this one, I probably added too much J-Lube or something in here, because the next day I came to test the samples, they were all firm, and when I put my fingers in here, they went in so easily. I was so shocked that this piece was still so super soft and moist. My fingers went in like with super ease. And a few days later, this one got super hard, where it was hard to even scratch. I mean, you could still scratch a hole in it, but it was pretty hard. So anyway, this is baking soda and J-Lube mix. And so we're going to do the push test now. Let's zero out. Okay, that's 65 pounds of force to go in there. Alright, that was the J-Lube and baking soda. This here mix this way. I just want to double check this sample again. 43.98. Okay. Okay, so this sample here is the special crystal mix, the white crystal powder mix that Brett suggested for me, who's a retired Coast Guard, and he told me about this powder, and so this is my first time testing it. So it weighs 37.14 ounces. So we're going to do the push test. Now, this one I added the powder into the cement and water mix after. This was, I added the powder last. Okay. So this is zeroed out. That went in at about 58 pounds. Do it one more time. Yeah, that says 52 pounds. Let me try again and turn it. It's 55 pounds of force. Okay, that's that. Next, this is the same white powder, white crystal powder, but mixed into the water first. That's 34.28 ounces. That took about 76 pounds of force to do. Do it one more time. Here it's about 68 pounds of force. Okay, and last, this is actually the same exact sample. I actually made 2 samples of the same mix. So this is that same mix, the white powder crystal in a 50-gallon drum, 35.2 ounces. And do the push test on it. That's around 52 pounds of force. It's the same, 51 pounds of force. Alright everyone, that's it. We have our weight for these samples, and we have some very interesting information with the push test. Again, I'm going to wait longer for the cement, for the Aircrete to cure, for our cement to cure, and then I'll be doing the pull test where I'll be driving this type of screw in, because this is, well, actually I have cement screws that I'll be using, so I think I'll get the same cement screws that I'll be using for the foundation instead of this screw. So I'll be getting those blue cement screws, and I'll be putting them in here and doing the pull test where I hook the hook up and I'll pull and see how much force it takes to pull those screws out of the cement. And again, the reason I started this was so that I can know what mix would be best for foundation for building domes using airforms. So if you don't understand all that, just go to the very first video, foundation and insulation, and I talk about that. So anyway, that's it for now. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so when I come out with new videos, you can see them right away. Peace out everyone. I love you all.